MCB Real Estate has an extensive portfolio, and that portfolio is only about to get larger. In February, the company announced it's buying 3 Baltimore County apartment complexes. In doing so, will preserve more than 400 attainable housing units. This is the county's biggest affordable housing deal.
Despite the best efforts of our state and federal partners, the pandemic, supply chain issues, and a volatile economy have taken a toll on traditional pathways to doing affordable housing. It's getting more difficult by the day. But this deal represents, as you've heard, it's a new approach.
Baltimore County has a goal to reach 1,000 affordable units by private developers by 2028. And 11 TV Hill contributor Lacey Griffith caught up with Baltimore County Executive Johnny Olszewski this week.
All right, thanks, Mr. Olszewski, for joining us. So tell me, what is attainable housing?
Yeah, so attainable housing is really a term that is more all-encompassing of the kinds of housing opportunities we want for our residents. And, you know, we talk about affordable housing a lot, but we're very intentional about using the term attainable housing because for me, attainable housing means that you are putting people not just in high quality housing, but housing that's also near good schools, open space and parks, near job opportunities and transportation, and that also happens to be affordable. I think what happens is far too often we focus on just the affordability piece, and so we use the term attainable because really we want to have all of those elements as part of our housing strategy.
All right. Well, why not just call it affordable housing? I mean, is that just a term you want to skip over?
Yeah, good question. I mean, so 2 things, right? First of all is that affordability is a really critical piece of our housing strategy in Baltimore County and the needs. We know that the needs are amazing across not just our region, but the entire state. And so we don't want to lose sight of affordable housing, but unfortunately, you know, when people talk about affordable housing, sometimes that we get the wrong connotations about what that means too. And we're really talking about you know, individuals who are working in our 911 call centers, people who are serving us in our restaurants or who are working in our school system. And so, you know, this is really about elevating the conversation. We talk about uplift in the work that we're doing to provide better housing opportunities. And so, yeah, again, affordable housing is important, but we both don't want to focus just on that part of the conversation. But we also want to make sure we are elevating the standard and the quality, and we have all those other amenities that are so important as we think about this work.
All right, well, talk about the VCA goals. What is it, and how close is Baltimore County to reaching this agreement?
Yeah, so many years ago, Baltimore County entered into a VCA, a voluntary consent agreement with the housing, the HUD, federal HUD. Department, and so we have to create 1,000 new affordable, under their definition, attainable under mine housing units, and so we are about 75% of our way there. These have to be in areas of higher opportunity that have those things that we're talking about around attainable housing. So really those sort of goals align with what we're talking about with attainable housing. We are putting forward millions of dollars in both our Housing Opportunities Fund that we've created, using some of our ARPA dollars for that, our federal recovery funding. And we're confident that we're going to not only meet but exceed the requirements of our VCA here in Baltimore County.
All right, what previous efforts has the county made, and have those worked?
Yeah, again, I think building on what we've done in the past, we've really come to the table and we're trying to, you know, establish these market-based solutions to creating housing. So one of the best examples of that is we've partnered with MCB Real Estate, and we have created market-based solutions to go into apartments that are naturally occurring in terms of affordability, and we've partnered to put both some forgivable loans and pilot or payment in lieu of tax agreements with MCB to both maintain affordability at these sites, again, for people who are already living in our communities for either 20 or 40 years, but also providing that uplift. We're making sure that we're making investments too and renovating those apartments so that people have really high standards of living while still going to great schools, having their jobs, promoting and really adding to the vibrancy of our communities. And so we're excited about that. We're excited about the fact that we were able to end housing discrimination by source of income in Baltimore County. The state followed our lead. Lots of really important work. We're going to continue those market-based strategies to really think about how do we provide attainable housing across all of our region.
All right, and lastly, let's talk mixed properties. What efforts are happening there for the mixed properties?
Yeah, and that sort of speaks to the MCB deal. I mean, this is a deal that preserves almost 500 units across 3 different apartment complexes. That's about half of the total units at different levels of affordability. So some will be at 60% of the area median income, some will be at 80%. Half will still be market rate. We really believe having a vibrant mix of all levels of affordability is really important, as we also are doing that work with quality. So really going in, using market-based solutions, partnering with the private sector, but making sure our residents have a place to live and work and thrive as they are serving us, again, in all places, public safety, public education, and in the private sector.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us,
Always
Mr.
great to be
Olszewski.
here.
We appreciate it.